Good afternoon, everyone. It's 1 o'clock. Our clock at the back of the room is running a little slow. According to our computer systems, it's 1. So I'd like to call this meeting to order. We do have quorum. We do have Councillor Davison away today to another meeting elsewhere, and he sends his regrets. We do have 4 council members, and we are in the presence of our clerk, deputy clerk, and several other staff. So good afternoon and welcome, everyone. Our first item of business is our land acknowledgement statement. The Township of Hamilton is situated within the traditional territory of the Mississauga, Anishinaabe, and Chippewa nations, collectively known as the Williams Treaties First Nations. Our work on these lands respectfully acknowledges their resilience and their long-lasting contributions to the area now known as the Township of Hamilton. Our next item on the agenda is the declaration of pecuniary interest. Do we have anything to declare today? Seeing none, that will be recorded. 4.1. Prepared motion is that the Committee of the Whole agenda for May 12, 2026 be approved. Do I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Bruce, seconded by Mark. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. Our next item is delegations and presentations. And according to my agenda, we have Kim Good, the Capital Campaign Director of the Northumberland Humane Society, regarding community update. Kim, if you would please come. If we need another chair brought up, we'll do so, or you'll do so. That's all good. And we just need to ensure that the red light on the microphone is on. And when we get to that point, because I only have one name and I have 2 ladies sitting in front of me, we'll have to have you introduce yourselves. Are we good with the red light?
There, we've got a red light.
All right, so the floor is yours, ladies.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. My name is Wendy Riley, and I'm the Animal Care Director with the Northumberland Humane Society, and this is Kim Good, our Capital Campaign Director. The Humane Society resides in Hamilton Township, and as we look ahead to the future, we felt it was important to meet with our closest municipal partner. First, before beginning conversations with other municipalities across Northumberland County. We're here today to share what's happening at the Humane Society, the role we play in the community, and the vision we have for the future.
When people think about the animal shelter, they often think about the best moments, adoptions, puppies, kittens, and happy endings. And those moments are absolutely part of what we do. But what happens inside the walls every day is much broader than many people realize. And none of this would be possible without the support of more than 100 dedicated volunteers that contribute to our mission every day. At the same time, our staff and volunteers are often caring for animals arriving scared, injured, abandoned, sick, or requiring urgent support. This work is compassionate, meaningful, and emotionally demanding, which is often why we refer to animal welfare workers as frontline caregivers, just as in a different kind of healthcare environment. Animal welfare is often misunderstood as optional, but in reality, it's an essential service to the community, within our community. It directly supports public safety through the management of stray, lost, abandoned, and at-risk animals, ensuring those situations are handled with safely and responsibly. It contributes overall to the community well-being, particularly for families navigating difficult circumstances. It also plays an important role in supporting vulnerable populations, where pets are often crucial, a source of stability, connection, and emotional support. We are proud to support an engaged and compassionate community that cares deeply about animals and people. In many ways, this work exists alongside community support systems, just through the lens of animal care.
Our current facility was built in 2003 as a municipal pound. At the time, it was designed for a very different purpose and much smaller scope of work. Today, we're operating as a full-service humane society supporting both animals and people across Northumberland County. Each year, the Northumberland Humane Society cares for and rehomes more than 500 animals while also helping to reunite lost pets with their families. Animals in our care receive medical treatment, behavioral assessments, enrichment, and training support before safely transitioning into adoptive homes. Beyond sheltering, NHS supports more than 1,000 people and their pets annually through programs such as our Pet Food Bank, our Pet Aid Program, and our Crisis Care Support Program, and community outreach initiatives. We have approximately a dozen families accessing our Pet Food Bank each week, and the number grows every day. We're proud of the service we've been able to provide to our community, and now we're responding to the increasing demand within Northumberland County. Accessibility remains one of our most significant challenges. The facility is a maze of doors, steps, narrow corridors, and multi-purpose rooms. This building is a stepping stone from our former location on Ward Street, but it was never designed to meet modern accessibility standards. Many of the individuals we support are already navigating difficult situations, whether they're surrendering a pet, seeking assistance, or experiencing crisis. Creating a wonderful, welcoming, barrier-free environment is essential to supporting both physical access and mental well-being within our community. The addition of a trailer at the shelter is essential to support the growing number of vulnerable animals entering into our care. Due to limited space within the shelter, inadequate ventilation, and restricted isolation areas, our ability to safely intake animals were significantly challenged. The trailer is currently utilized as both an intake space and kitten nursery, allowing us to separate incoming animals and provide appropriate care for those more at risk. The additional space is critical in helping us continue acceptance of animals in urgent need, particularly during the ongoing and overwhelming kitten season. The demand for isolation and intake space has increased substantially with the constant influx of kittens and semi-feral cats being brought to us on a regular basis. Without the trailer, our already limited capacity would severely impact our ability to safely house, monitor, and care for these animals while protecting the health of the existing shelter population. This is one of the most challenging areas of the shelter. The environment itself contributes to stress for both animals and people. We have hard cement block surfaces, metal walls, metal roofing, limited natural light, and poor ventilation. Noise levels can become extremely high with barking echoing continuously throughout the space. The kennels are small, access to outdoor areas is limited, and the corridors are narrow for safely moving animals through the building. At the same time, animals are staying longer with us, and we are seeing more animals arrive with increasingly complex needs. Our team continues to rise above our physical challenges and works incredibly hard to provide safe, compassionate care. A lower stress environment would improve behavior, health outcomes, and ultimately, adoption success. This area supports multiple functions, including administration, community interaction, bylaw enforcement, dog training, and day-to-day operations. Several staff members work within these small shared spaces adjacent to a busy reception area. The broader environment includes high noise levels, limited ventilation, no air conditioning, and one single washroom shared by staff, volunteers, and the public. This is another example of how our team has adapted the facility to meet operational needs. In this one room, sanitation, feeding, preparation, and all laundry take place within a very limited footprint. In a modern facility, these functions would be separated to support proper infection control and operational workflow.
What Wendy and her team managed every day is extraordinary. The reality is that the Humane Society has grown far beyond what this facility was originally intended to support. And that growth reflects in the growing needs of our community itself. We have reached a turning point and an opportunity to build a space that better supports the work already happening every day. Future vision. The vision is grounded in 3 principles: accessibility and inclusion, community care and connection, compassionate, humane care. This is about creating a space that matches the compassion, professionalism, and care already being delivered every day. Every element of the new facility has been thoroughly designed with accessibility, safety, workflow, animal well-being, and long-term sustainability in mind. The goal is not simply a larger building, but a better environment for animals in our care. This purpose-built facility designed not just for animals, but for the community that we serve. Humane design matters. Wendy and a team of animal care experts have spent hours doing research and consulting with other shelters, and what we know is this: sound impacts stress, ventilation impacts illness, overcrowding impacts well-being, and accessibility impacts inclusion and safety. This new facility transforms the environment from a holding space into a true environmental focused on healing, rehabilitation, and positive outcomes. The design features bright and open spaces for animals and the community. The shelter will include independent dog pods with outdoor access and enhanced cat areas, dedicated to meet and greet spaces, and so much more. You've been provided a list of key aspects of the new building. Future plans include creating community access to outdoor spaces, including leash-free and enrichment areas that encourage healthy interaction, responsible pet ownership, and stronger community connection.
While the current building no longer supports the level of care and activity required of a modern humane society, we also recognize the important role it has played in serving this community for more than 30 years. As part of our future planning, we are reimagining how this space can continue to support animals, staff, volunteers, and community in new and meaningful ways. The renovated space will create opportunities for dog enrichment, behavioral support, training and mental stimulation programs, and programs accessible for community programming. It will also include a more welcoming staff and volunteer space designed to be quieter, soundproofed, and supportive of well-being in what can often be emotionally demanding work. Additional plans include a fully functional grooming station, showers, and the future development of a spay and neuter clinic. This plan allows us to transform a building that has served the community for decades into a modern support space focused on wellness, prevention, education, accessibility, and community engagement. We are taking a phased and thoughtful approach to this project. This ensures we build responsibly, sustainably, and with the community alongside us. Phase 1 focuses on construction of the new 6,100 square foot shelter facility. Phase 2 will allow us to continue expanding services and impact. As we move forward, we expand not just our space, but our service. The future medical suite, including a spay and neuter clinic, allows us to focus on prevention as well as response. It expands access to veterinary support, strengthens animal health services, and supports responsible population management across the region. In many ways, we are part of the broader community care system through the lens of animal welfare. For nearly 60 years, the Northumberland Humane Society has continued to evolve alongside the needs of this community. Despite limited space and resources, volunteers, staff, foster families, donors, and supporters have built something incredibly meaningful. This next chapter is not simply about a new building. It is about expanding our ability to care for animals, support people, and strengthen the services our community relies on every day. Every animal deserves compassionate care, every person deserves access to support, and every community deserves a humane society equipped for the future.
Thank you for your time and leadership and support. We are grateful to be part of this community and appreciate the opportunity to share our vision with you today. We'd also invite anybody who would like to come down to the shelter and have a look. We're happy to set up an appointment and when you'll be on site to tour you around. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, and I have a couple of comments myself, but I'll keep them till the last. Questions from my fellow council members. I should give you a little heads up, ladies, that there are actually people around this horseshoe right now that were involved with the project from day one. Some around this horseshoe were there on a daily basis. So, Mark, I believe you want to go first.
Sure. Thank you, Scott. And I can remember or contest to that when Scott and I actually sat outside or stood outside. It was built in the fall, I believe, and boy, was it cold. We had a cold west wind, and we had to have heaters in to make sure the cement had cured properly and so forth. But boy, when we kind of hid behind that hydro, I think all that was there was a hydro line and a bit of a pole and some plywood there to protect us when we first started. But yeah, it was quite a feat at the time. And my question though is numbers. I didn't see any numbers anywhere. Your adoption numbers maybe, and how many volunteers, how many staff, that kind of thing. Can you give those?
Yep, absolutely. So adoptions were ranging between the 600 to 800 number every year. That includes rehoming and reuniting family animals with them. Our volunteer base right now, we're just over the 100 volunteer mark. So time to celebrate. We're getting bigger and better every day. And staffing, we're at 13 people staffed by the Humane Society. Our numbers also increase there every day because the numbers of animals coming into our care is increasing on a daily basis. We're also involved with the summer employment grants, so we bring in summer students to help us out. We do co-op placement, so we have co-op students that participate with our programs as well. So we're really involved with the community and upcoming animal caregivers in Northumberland.
Can you give a breakdown? What was the breakdown between dogs and cats?
I don't have that number off my head, but I can let you
Just
know right
approximate-
now.
just approximate.
Cats, you're looking at, are you specifically talking about Hamilton Township or just Northumberland?
No, I'd like to know your overall business. So.
Yeah, so we're looking at approximately 600 cats a year and anywhere between 250 to 300 dogs a year.
Okay.
And the cats are increasing profusely. You know, with the lack of cat bylaws in the area, it makes it difficult to enforce anything. Unfortunately, a lot of people find cats abandoned, especially in rural properties. Barns often are unfortunately targeted for dumping. And the kitten population, you know, once upon a time, kitten season started, you know, maybe in May. Now we're seeing it start in February. So.
And once you build your new facility, what's your projections then? Like what will you be able to adopt and
The
house and
numbers
so
will
forth?
double.
Double.
The new facility will, the new, phase one will be our adoption center, so that will be open for the public. All the adoptable animals will be showcased in that environment in an interactive area where they can actually go into a room, spend some time with the animals. The present building that we're in will become the intake side of the building, so basically what we're utilizing now for our intake and adoptions will completely just be intake. So the numbers, we can definitely build our capacity to handle double what we're doing now. And the need is there. I mean, we wouldn't be heading down this road if we knew the need wasn't there.
Oh, very
There's
good.
calls every day with animals that we cannot accommodate.
Even now.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, we have a waiting list. So right now, our dog waiting list, we do fairly well. I'll pat myself on the back there. Usually, shelter waiting lists can be anywhere between 3 to 6 months to surrender an animal. We're on that 2 to 4 week line time, so we do pretty good in that regard. But again, the demand is so great until we can actually help all these animals and implement programs like TNR and more spay aid programs. It's going to be difficult for animal lovers out there for sure.
Well, congratulations. It sounds like you're going in the right direction. So
We're
very
trying.
good. Thank you.
Because we're small in number here today, would you like to go next, Larry?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, thanks for coming and talking to us today. It's exciting stuff for you. Just a couple of questions. When you say you're servicing Northumberland County, specifically all the municipalities, or is there some areas you don't service?
We service Crammy, Brighton, Hamilton Township, Port Hope, Coburg. So we have received a contact from Alderville First Nations who would also like us to help them. Unfortunately, our capacity is limited, so we have advised them that once our new building is built, we can absolutely reach out and help them as well. And I think we will hear from more communities in the area that will really need our help. The problem is we just can't handle the capacity.
Okay, can I ask a couple of other questions? You talked about veterinarian services. Are you looking at, of course, the spaying and neutering, but are you looking at additional services available? Right now, there's a real issue with veterinarian services costing people so much. And I wonder if some of the time that people are surrendering animals because they can't afford them. And not just from an economic standpoint, but from the cost of having an animal. Would you be looking at expanding your services in terms of providing extended veterinarian services?
Yeah, I think with most humane societies that end up going this route, I mean, spay and neuter is by all means our first priority, but animal wellness is crucial to keeping pets with their people. And the more we can offer to help people with that, keeps those animals out of the shelter system. So, you know, we don't have a program right now that allows us to offer vet care for wellness. However, in the future, I think we have to head down that route to ensure that these animals can stay with people. It's, you know, the foresight is to help them so that they're not in the shelter system. By implementing our food bank, that was one of our first steps, ensuring that people can keep their pets even when they can't afford to feed them. We're here to help them with those supplies, whether it be food, regular pet supplies like leashes, collars, whatever they need. The next step to that is going to be vet care. So spay and neuter will be the first priority. Offering wellness alongside that is definitely on the agenda.
So Mark got the number on the numbers and stuff like that. So just to give us a sense of, why do you think there's so much abandonment and surrendering of vehicle or animals? You've kind of described that, but I wonder, is there a cycle that you see happening?
You know, I wouldn't say that this is a new cycle. I just think that it's so easy for people to get a pet now. You know, backyard breeders, Craigslist, Kijiji, whatever it is. So the responsible pet ownership mentality is lacking. I think educating people, letting them know that there's a responsibility for life for these pets, as opposed to just they want a cute little puppy and then once it's 7 months and a little bit of work, they can dump it. You know, part of that education is really what we're lacking in society. I think people need to become more responsible for their actions. Can I say that there's specific situations that have arisen to this? COVID was definitely the instigator for a lot of animals that ended up in the shelter system. And now I think backyard breeders are a lot of issues that we're seeing, especially in these more rural areas. So people tend to get a pet, dispose of a pet, get a pet again, instead of putting the work and responsible ownership into it.
Well,
Can
I'm really encouraged that the direction that you're going from a facilities point of view, but also from a more holistic vision for the future. So I'm encouraged by that, and I really, you know, congratulate you. And but the last question I have is, what would you really like to come from us other than support? What kind of support are you looking for?
Well, I mean, with anything, we're looking for financial support in any capacity. That just makes our life easier. But I think moving forward, having a relationship. You know, I know that there is a feral cat problem in the township of Hamilton. We would love to be able to help with a TNR program. That requires financing. We can do the boots to the ground work. We can coordinate the people. We can help the animals. We just don't have the financing to back up a program like that. If we can implement those programs now, we're saving those animals in the long term. So having TNR programs where the cats are spayed and neutered, then put back out into the colonies but can't procreate, that ends. And I've seen in my experience within 5 to 6 years how that completely diminishes the homeless cat population. So putting the initial work in to get the job done for later is only going to benefit animals now.
Bruce, it comes down to you and I. Do you have any questions or comments? Thanks. First of all, I'll say thank you, ladies. My question goes not so much to the business like we've heard, but rather the actual structure and the facilities. What is your projected budget costs, and what do you have for savings thus far to go towards that project?
So a projected budget on the new build is 2.3 million. We're looking at a retrofit of the current building at around 1.6. That does not include the landscaping. It does include parking lots. We are still tweaking the retrofit of the current building for the best and highest good. I think you'll remember, I don't know if you worked with John Garland from Lang Construction. So they built the original building. They're also contracted to build our new building. So we're really pretty excited to be working with John. He understands the current building. He can see very clearly how it's not working and what needs to be improved. So that's essentially what our budget lines are there right now. We have in savings approximately $1 million right now to put towards this goal. And we know that that $1 million is going to help us get a matching donor. And we'll be well on our way to the first part of the build. And then phase 2, once phase 1 is complete, we'll move into phase 2. So everything will be transferred over to the new location, and then we'll start tearing down some walls and building some new space.
I smirked a bit when you said, do you know John Garland?
Okay.
Yes. A little bit of disclosure. I am the person that was there every day during the construction.
Okay.
I can tell you where the hydro line kinks as it goes to the pole. I can tell you where the mechanics are and the failures and the successes on a daily basis. So, yes. And by the way, I suggest if you have the need of any history for the mechanics that's in the ground, feel free to reach out to me.
Wonderful.
And I can give you the day the stakes were pounded in the ground, being November 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, my goodness.
On a Remembrance Day afternoon for the proposed location. So I can do all that if it's of any interest to you. As such, I'm pleased that on several occasions you said that the project is moving forward. It's not that what has been there has been bad, it's just a different function, different practice. The numbers scare me a little bit, by the way. I think the original building was built for $134,000, if I remember correctly, which was unbelievable, and came with a lot of improvements from what was available before. And I turn to Mark and say, I don't think you put enough emphasis on that cold weather that we dealt with that fall. Anyway, ladies, I do thank you for your presentation. I wish you the best. And I would caution you on two things from my old history background, and that is, please have a handle on that existing septic system and weeping bed. And the second thing is, please take a deep dive into your heating system. We had major issues with existing, and many times I've concluded that maybe radiant floor heat might be the best.
And that's exactly what's happening.
So
And we're expanding the septic quite a bit. It's going to be on the end of the new building. And I think it looks like it's big enough to look after an apartment building. It's so big. You should really come and visit us, and we'll walk you through the plans, because I think you'll be pretty excited about what's going to happen. And you'll be interested to know that the hydro pole is being moved sometime very soon.
I caution you on all of that proposed work.
Well, we appreciate your caution and your support. Thank you so much.
Anyway, thank you again, ladies,
Thank
and
you.
thank you for your presentation today.